We have been serving at Castor Cares on Kensington Avenue for about 13 years now. And what we do when we go there is we are serving meals to people restaurant style. We invite people to come and sit at a table. They're, I guess, picnic tables. Mm-hmm. And when we have enough volunteers, there's a server there who sticks with their table, and they will take their food order and come up and get their meal for them and a beverage and a dessert and take it back to them. And if we are blessed with an abundance of servers, we have people who can sit at the table and just have a conversation with them. And it turns out being like a restaurant situation where people are free to just have conversations and just relax for even a few minutes. I grew up in Port Richmond, which is only a neighborhood or two away from there, and I grew up very poor, even though I didn't know it at the time, but I was one of 8 children in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 700 square foot row home. So we did shopping in the neighborhood and living in the neighborhood all along Kensington Avenue, and to see where it is now is just been heartbreaking.
You see generational poverty. We do have, there are always some people with addiction or mental health issues, but a lot of people, it's just, this is what they grew up into. They don't know any different. We get some people, or a lot of people actually, who are food insecure. So there are people that live there, they have jobs, they have homes, but budgets are tight. So it's sort of a mix of people that we serve down there. And you see people who are definitely in need of help, who need of a friend, as Louise said, and just need of support.
Sometimes just a lot of sadness in the area, that people don't have a resource. Many of the people in the neighborhood that are there some of them could have been our neighbors here in the suburbs, and just due to an unfortunate situation, maybe a accident or something where they ended up on painkillers, ended up seeking out heroin or something cheaper because the pills were too expensive.
For a lot of the people, it's a warm meal, it's a safe meal. We're unique that people can have as much as they want, which is kind of rough finding that down there with other services. But when they have a warm, safe place to sit and have a meal and talk to people, you give them hope. And if you don't have hope, it's hard to have faith. So this is, it's a safe place for them to have that. And many people will feel comfortable talking to you in this environment.
I recall a few Christmases ago, we were blessed with a group of people here at the church who did some knitting and crocheting and we got an abundance of socks and hats and scarves and gloves, and we were giving them out, and there was a gentleman who approached us and said that, what is happening here? What is going on? And we said, we're just giving out some socks and gloves, and help yourself. And he goes, no, I don't understand what's going on, because I just got up this morning and I said to my wife, I don't even have the money to get my kids a decent scarf or a hat, and there's no stores around here that really provide this. And I walk out my door, and here you are standing there telling me that I can have this. What is this about? And I said, the only thing that I can say is, this is God. This is what God does for you. If you seek Him, He will answer your prayers. Maybe not in your time, but He answers your prayers. And he goes, I don't believe in that nonsense. It's ridiculous. What are you talking about? I don't know how else to say it. This is just God. And he goes, God didn't come here and knit. And I said, well, God did provide the talents to a lot of amazing people who, through their generosity, provided this, but they were inspired by God as well. They wanted to do this for God. And he stormed off, and then about 10 minutes later came back again probably a little bit more hostile this time, and pulled me by the arm and said, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to do with this. You're telling me I can just have this and it's from God. And I said, yes, that is precisely it. And he goes, what am I supposed to do? And I said, raise your eyes and look up to the skies and just say thank you to him. And the people that made these scarves know it, that you're being blessed by this. That's success.
You know, we had a gentleman came up and who'd always been a little on the edge, but I asked him how he was doing. And it was a very, very brutal winter day. And we had actually, Louise and I had gone out and gotten a coat specifically for somebody, an oversized coat, because he was a larger gentleman. He wasn't there that day, but this gentleman came up and he said, you know, I'm freezing and this is, you know, the wind's bad and all this, and he was not happy. And went out to the car and we got the jacket and we put it on him, and because it was oversized, it fit over what he was wearing. It had a hood. And, you know, I said, you know, how's this feel? And he just, you know, the change over him. And he says, oh my gosh, I feel like a king. He says, I'm warm, I'm comfortable. And again, that comes down to, if you can provide some comfort in that environment, you can get people to kind of take a breath, as the gentleman did there, and kind of just ponder, why did somebody do this for me? And, you know, especially when you can be there consistently, and that's important. I think you have to start from the standpoint of understanding you're not going to fix the whole world, but you can fix your part of it, and they can be just small little things that you do. But anything that you can do to lift a burden off somebody else, you know, improves the world. And so you have to look at it in those small steps. And these little things that we just talked about are small: a meal, a piece of clothing, being able to talk to somebody. They're small for us, but they're very large in the world of that person that you're serving. And so I think that's the way to look at it, is that what you may see as a small gesture on your part can have a very large impact on somebody else's world.